What's up, guys, and welcome to the Something Stoney podcast.
Hey
Whoa, we're doing
there. Wait,
We're
where's
doing
my
it.
Yeah, we're doing it, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. I'm
Good.
good.
Okay, when I called you earlier today because I wanted to talk about something. This has been a pretty big week in the news. I don't know if you guys noticed, but we're not really going to talk too much about that. I think there's people out there that are talking about. I mean, it's crazy, and I mean, we probably could, but there's so much going on that it's a lot. It's a big story, and I think there's better people to talk about it than two
Yeah.
stoners
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
So we're not going to do that.
Well,
But
and I mean, we can keep saying the same shit that everybody else has been saying
Yeah.
until we're blue in the face. But I mean, it's not, you either get that it's bad or you don't,
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So what we are going to talk about is, okay, when I was a kid, I don't know if they do this now. I think they do. I don't watch a lot of TV, but when you see an episode, like they have a cliffhanger ending, right? And then you have to tune in for part 2. Do they do that nowadays?
I would imagine so. Yeah.
So we have one of those episodes right now, right before your eyes. So last week, I want to start a little bit, and I'm going to give it to you, Just. I called you Just.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I
I like it.
I don't.
I like it, Just. It's Just Justin. You could have a show called Just Justin. I'm really.
Yeah.
I like it. So last episode, we talked a little bit about our lovely Justin here being very sick and having, sinus infections and everything. And tell me what happened when you found out and what you called me about, buddy.
Yeah. So the last episode, I was very sick, and I didn't know what it was. But of course, these days, it's like anytime you have a sniffle, it's like, oh shit, I got COVID. So, but I've had sinus infections my entire life, so I just figured it's another one of those, And there's a lot of similar symptoms, so I like went to work and shit because I was feeling good, I was feeling good, and my symptoms were already going away, and but after I had been working for a few days, I was able to get a test. It's not easy to get a test in a timely manner these days. Everybody's getting tested, which is good, but so I wasn't able to get tested until after I'd already been to work for a couple of days. So I'm like waiting for my results, and a few days go by. I'm about to leave for work at like 6 a.m. I had a couple extra minutes. I'm like, let me just check, because I got it done through Kaiser, so you can look at your results through the Kaiser app. So I thought, okay, I got a couple extra minutes. Let me check my results, and my COVID test result was positive. I got coronavirus.
Yeah.
Fucking got coronavirus. And because there's still like one sinus cavity that's still kind of, being stubborn. So I think it was a sinus infection. It just was a sinus infection plus COVID. That's what I got for Christmas. That's because Christmas is when I started feeling bad. That's what I got for Christmas. Also, you remember the last episode where I'm like, this is the first year where I can go in with a clean slate. I went into the new year with fucking COVID.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. And here's the thing. When I called you the first time, I was like, no, dude, you should get tested. You should get tested. But it's a little hard. You tried to make an appointment. You could get in right away. Thank God you finally were able to get in earlier through Kaiser.
Yes. Yeah, because I had a video call with the doctor, and they don't care about anything else that's not COVID related. They're just immediately, they're to the point. Have you been tested for COVID? And I'm like, well, no, I haven't. And they're like, I'm going to schedule you an appointment right now.
Wow.
So I mean, I'm thankful for that at least, but yeah, I'm feeling better. I'm symptom free. I mean, I think when my initial test, which I got another test done today to see if I'm negative, so I can go back to work. But because I've been in isolation for 7 days now, sort of a strange impromptu vacation. But I was already on the tail end of my symptoms when the positive result came back. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better than I was last week, and it's nice. I got my smell and taste back. Everything's
Thank God.
looking good. Yeah, I'll tell you, your quality of life. I'm sure I mentioned this the last time, but your quality of life really drops when you lose 2 of your senses. And I ended up losing. I don't know how much weight I lost, but I definitely didn't eat hardly at all for like 2 or 3 days because there's just no motivation. You're like, I can't. What am I going to eat something I like and not be able to taste it? You know. And I was like reading, like side effects, and it's like of like losing your, because there's like a term for it when you lose your smell or taste, and it's like side effects is undesired weight loss. And I'm like, well, I don't know about undesired, but I did lose some weight, I guess.
Oh my God! Yeah, let me ask you this: what was the worst? Because I was talking to you throughout when you were kind of sick, just trying to. Yeah, you're my friend, so I cared.
Yeah, of course.
What was the worst moment for you when it was like? How bad did it get?
The worst was probably either Christmas Day or the day afterward. Yeah, because I was very lucky and fortunate enough to have very mild symptoms. I mean, I lost my smell and taste for about 5 days. I did have some fatigue, and and I did have some aches. I was actually very achy, like in my lower back, especially. I thought it was just from me sleeping for like 12 hours because I was sick, but no, I was definitely pretty achy. But that's really the worst it ever got. So I'm very fortunate in that regard.
Yeah, you are. No, and I want to give you credit, and I told you this to you when we've spoken, but you gave up. You knew what we're going through, and you were basically like, I want to see my mom for Christmas. I want to be out there. It really means a lot to me, but I'm not going to do it. My mom understands because it's important to keep safe. And this was before you knew. This was before you were sick. All of that. I give you props for that because a lot of people didn't do that.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I mean, my mom and I have a similar mentality where we've been doing so well about being careful that it's, we see other people getting away with traveling and nothing happens to them. And so it makes us, and we were talking about this not so long ago, her and I, because it almost makes you feel guilty because you see so many fucking people flying home for Christmas and going to these different places and taking like vacations and shit. And it makes you like the minority, which is so wrong. It makes you feel bad for being responsible, but her and I, we've been doing so well with being careful that it's like, we don't want to do anything to jeopardize that, and I live in a much more high risk place than she does. I mean, she's in a small town in the Midwest, so, it's a lot easier for her to stay away from people than it is for me. So God forbid I bring coronavirus home and give it to my mom. I was fortunate enough to have, very mild symptoms and to be able to fight it off relatively quickly. But, she's a little bit higher risk, than me. So yeah, we both just decided to play it safe, and I fucking got it anyway. Ain't that some shit?
That sucks, dude.
Nowhere is safe.
Motherfucking sucks on every motherfucking level. That's a 2 motherfucker right there. That's
a double motherfucker. Yeah.
Double motherfucker. I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad that it didn't, it's, I know I've known a few people that are dealing with I see some people are talking about their own experiences in the chat. Hopefully you guys, are well. some not negatives, some positives. I haven't been tested for a while, but I don't have the job that you do. I'm not in public, so I'm pretty, I'm working from here at my computer,
Yeah.
So I'm proud of you. I'm glad you're better. You got a little cough there. That's freaking me out. Stop
I got
that.
a little bit of a cough. Yeah.
You do.
Well, I mean, that could actually, because I'm still having some sinus issues, that could actually, that's again, like that's another, or can be a side effect of that. So it's like, of course, I thought it was just a sinus infection.
Jesus. Oh my gosh.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
Do you like my fucking little?
I was gonna say something about
I saw
that.
yeah, because I was fucking with it and I saw you like doing this. Yeah, dude.
You're like,
Yeah,
what the fuck?
I mean, I'm a fucking turnip, dude. Check it out. But
Oh my god, it's so long.
I
That's
know,
what
dude.
she
My hair's
said.
long. But my hair's getting a lot longer now, and I'm really liking it. I'm kind of starting to get past the point where it's like the awkward phase, and it's starting to just look like nice long hair, and I'm pleasantly surprised with how I look with it. And I'm not sure how I look with this. I don't think it looks bad, but this is just more to kind of keep it out of my face.
It's very Lady Gaga.
It's yeah. I mean, it's that's a lot of things, but yeah.
Did we
I
do
just
it?
I got out of the shower and I'm like, let's just get this out of the way right now. Let's tie it up.
I like it. I've been looking at it like honestly ever since we got in camera. I haven't seen this poor dude for a while, and I was just I can't honestly keep I just see a nub, so it's like weird to look at. And so I was like, did you cut the hair off? So did you just that's weird. You know what you look like? Dr. Seuss. You look like something out of a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah.
We'd have to come up with a good name for you, like Justin Jowallaby. That's a good name, Justin Jowallaby.
Well, I mean, let's not leave it all in the first draft. I mean, let's at least brainstorm a little bit.
No, that's the name. That's your name.
Okay.
Justin
Yeah.
Jowallaby.
That's how you handle business meetings. You're like, that's it.
That's
you know,
it.
the first impulse is often the correct one. So it's Justin Jowallaby or whatever the fuck you said.
Jowallaby. It's a good name, and I think we're sticking with it. I'm gonna start. Ooh, because I've been calling you Just. Well, I only did it twice, but I'm gonna call you Just Jowallaby.
Oh my god, dude, this is the worst.
I speaking of the worst, it was God, what a week. And again, I'm not going to talk about the week in general, but this week does feel like it's been a year. Today is so nice. I've been looking forward to doing the show. I've been looking forward to kind of getting high again. I went back, speaking of getting high, I went back to my old Moon, the Berry Blasters. So this will be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a while since I've used those. So what are you using today? What's up?
Let me get the package.
Okay, he's getting the package, guys. Don't worry, he's getting the package.
Oh my god!
What the hell are you doing,
dude? My arms aren't long enough. I need longer arms.
Yeah,
I'm sure that was graceful looking on camera, but I'm back to smoking again, which is huge for me. Because when I was sick, I mean, especially having a sinus infection, I mean, smoke fucks with your sinuses. So I was like, I'm gonna really play this safe, and I just did edibles, which is fine. The edibles were nice, but I still prefer a smoke high. Just some classic herb.
Why is that? Why? Because everyone has a different answer for this, and I know my answer is different from yours. So why smoking? What is it about the act of smoking that makes you more into it?
No, because I'm just because my life is dope and I do dope shit. No, I think
dope, man.
The high is very different. It's I think at least from what I've noticed, but at this point it's also very familiar. And I think it's just, it makes sense that it's the best experience because you're just smoking the herb, it's not smoking. Yeah. So, I mean, it's the most like natural, I guess, experience. And the high is it's a good high, and you're also able to control it a lot easier. So, but yeah, the high feels a lot different, and I noticed it immediately, and it felt good. felt good. So yeah, I far prefer smoking, and also the actual motion of smoking is relaxing to me anyway.
That's what I was gonna say. I wonder if it's in the having something in your hand and doing
Yes,
this. Okay, that's
it
what I
gives me
thought.
something. It gets me high, but it also gives me something to do.
Okay.
And as an anxious person, it's nice to have like things to do. I did this.
Did
That's another thing to do, but what I'm doing right now is this. Oh, what am I smoking? I'm smoking Pacific Stone. I fucking love these. I love these so much. The brand is Pacific Stone. The strain is called Wedding Cake. It is an indica. Very very good strain. Good if you just want to just check out for the night.
yeah.
And no, I love these because it's really like the best value. You get 14 pre-rolls, and this is like maybe $60 in total. And yeah, I love it. I love it. So
Yeah, because I've smoked maybe like a handful of times. I haven't done a lot, and I know whenever I do it, whether it's a bong or whether it's just a joint or whatever. Do they still say joints? I don't
yeah,
know. Okay, for sure. I'm already pretty high. So
no, I should catch up,
yeah,
right?
you really should, dude.
Yeah.
I'm so gone. Um, I don't like smoking in general. So like for me, it's just I don't like having shit in my lungs. I don't like that.
That's
And
fair.
when I discovered edibles, I was kind of like, oh, okay, you can take, you kind of control where you want to go and how I guess how long and how far, I guess. And I kind of fell in love with it. But I will say the first night I tried it, like the first night I started seriously trying edibles, I was looking at the phone all night thinking, I have to call 911 because this is weird. Everything was weird. Like I all these symptoms I have. See, this is what I do with my hands. I talk like that
Yeah.
when I'm high. But I was getting this tingling sensation. My legs felt like they were like kind of like digging into the bed, like I was kind of floating backwards, like kind of get out, when he goes into that space or whatever.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's kind of feeling like that, but in a really good way. But it was kind of like there was something weird about it, and it was so foreign to me. Smoking is okay. I sometimes it seems nasty. Yeah, I'm not. I just not a big
Oh,
fan
it's
of
nasty as fuck, but
totally
it's such a good experience though. But it's
uh,
gross as fuck. That's why
so
like I
good.
haven't really been smoking inside very much.
That's
I'm doing it right now for the
Italian.
show. I'm doing it right now for the show, but yeah, it's just I don't know. It seems trashy to do it, but I do it anyway.
I just commented. Someone said I become Italian when I'm stoned, and that could be it.
Do you have any Italian in you?
Not right now, no.
You know, I was gonna make a joke like that myself.
I
and beat you
did
to
it before you could get to it, motherfucker.
I was gonna be like, "Do you have any in you? Do you want some in you?"
Shit, someone's hey from Australia. That's fucking rad. I love Australia, by the way. I gotta say that. I that makes me really
That's cool.
happy.
Yo,
Love
we're worldwide, dude.
Yeah, we're worldwide. What's
Mm.
what's it like here tonight? It's weird. Did you notice like a lot of cop cars in the area? Well, you didn't. Did you go out? You didn't go out that much. There were cop cars everywhere this week. Obvious reasons, I guess. But
Yeah,
it's always kind of weird. It always because I always think of them as sharks. Like it's always like I always get paranoid when I'm driving. I'm like, oh my god, not because I'm stoned. I'm not driving stoned, guys. Don't worry. But I can be totally following every single law, every single one, and I still feel nervous I don't know what it is. I've never
I'm
gotten
the same way.
really.
Yeah, I get super hyper aware about what I'm doing, and I get like tensed up, and I'm like, okay, I'm like paying attention to the speedometer, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing anything wrong. I've had so many. I don't think I've ever really had any positive experiences with police officers, whether it's the LAPD or the cops in my hometown. They're all just pompous dicks, and like I hate dealing with them, and so I don't want to fucking deal with it. I don't want to give them any excuse to try to pull me over for any bullshit. So
For sure. Yeah, it's that's a heavy topic too. We're keeping it light tonight. to be honest. I'm like, because I was going to go into some of that, because I've had bad experiences with police, and then I've had good experience with police. So it's all over. It's all. But I do love the Police Academy movies. Those are amazing. Which you've never seen a single one, have you?
I don't think so.
Oh, you would know if you saw a Police Academy movie.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, I know what they are, but
yeah, they're sex comedies. They're awesome. They're fun.
You know what I watched the other night? I watched a couple movies. I watched the original Total Recall.
Oh, right. Nice.
Classic. I also watched, did you ever watch Train to Busan?
Oh, fuck yeah. It's a great movie. It's one of my favorites of that year.
It's an incredible movie.
Mm-hmm.
They recently put out a sort of like a sequel, not really a direct sequel, but like a successor.
Yeah, Peninsula.
Did you see that one?
I reviewed it. Thank you very much.
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
What did you think of it?
I actually liked it. I heard the complaints, and I was surprised at how I wasn't like, I'm not best movie of the year, but in the end I had a good time. I thought it had great moments. I was enjoying it. I had a decent time with it. So yeah, I know a lot of people had a lot of complaints about it, and I didn't really have that negative.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of people.
I didn't like it. It's just because they are such two totally different quality movies. The first one is quite possibly, I think, one of the best zombie movies maybe ever. It's good.
I agree. It's
very tense. There's good character development, and the story is very linear. But this other one is like, it's like Peninsula is like a cheap garbage action zombie movie from like the 2000s or something. It sucked, dude, and the CGI was ass. And they had like that fucking teenage girl that was like Tokyo drifting over zombies, and I'm like, ew, dude. I mean, I think if it wasn't attached to Train to Busan, I wouldn't be so offended by it. I would just be like, oh, it's this kind of zombie movie.
Yeah,
but when it follows such a good quality thing, you're like, what's this fucking turd?
Yeah, I did. I had a good time with it, but I will say this to you, and I think this speaks a lot for the quality of the movie, is I don't remember much of it, but I remember Train to Busan. I remember a lot of that. So yes,
there's a reason for that.
But I do remember enjoying the movie, and I wasn't high. I did not watch it high. Whenever I review a movie, I do not watch it high.
Dude, I watched Peninsula high as fuck with a bag full of Taco Bell.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe you shouldn't have been high when you watched it.
No, man, because you know what? I remember when the little girls are crying at the end. I'm like, shut up. I just like, I don't care about these characters. You know?
That's fair. I mean, it's totally fair. Yeah. No, speaking of zombie movies, by the way, I think I'm going to mention this real quick is last week, if you haven't watched it yet, there's a great episode of Sound Scary with John McPhail, the director of Anna and the Apocalypse. He's going to be joining us right here on Something Stoney with you and I. We're going to be getting high with John.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, next week. We'll be talking about Anna. We'll be talking about whatever the fuck we want to talk about. So I'm very excited about having him on because that is one of my favorite zombie movies. It's one of my favorite movies. So there you go. I don't know why I felt like sharing that. I felt like
yeah, you should. You should.
Thank you. I feel much better now.
Yeah.
I'm in a good mood. I'm in a really
good. I see we got our band t-shirts on.
Yeah, you've got what Deftones? Oh, I love Deftones. Yeah. I've got Smashing
Deftones is one of my favorite bands ever.
Yeah, I know. You love
Deftones.
You do. It's an obsession. How long have you been into them?
I discovered them when their album Diamond Eyes came out in 2010. Because I mean, I've always been a huge metal fan. And there's this, I'm sure you know, Revolver magazine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's Revolver. They had this YouTube channel, and there's this guy, at the time he was reviewing like the top 10 best metal albums to come out in that year of 2010, and Diamond Eyes won. So, and I was like, oh, like I'd always heard of Deftones, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take these guys' word, and I went to the local music store that was there, and I bought Diamond Eyes, and I fucking fell in love with it. And then it's like I downloaded all their other albums, and I've been a diehard, and I've seen them twice, and they're fucking incredible.
Yeah, I've never seen them. Oh, that's so cool. That's so
Elizabeth is asking, not even during the White Pony. No, I was not able to ride that wave.
Really? You couldn't?
Yeah.
What's a White Pony? I'm missing.
White
something.
Pony is probably their most popular album and the most,
okay.
I guess, like the most hailed. And it is a fantastic album. I don't think it's my favorite, but it's one of the best ones for sure. And I think they just had the 20th anniversary. Yeah, they just had the 20th anniversary of it last year.
Wow, they've been out that long. Shit.
They've been out since, dude, Deftones came out in like, I think they were established in like 1989.
Well, Elizabeth wants to know what your favorite song is.
Favorite song, like in total or off of White Pony?
Well, I'm thinking of in total of Deftones. Deftones.
Man, oh, you know what it is? Be Quiet and Drive. That's what it is.
Which album is that on?
That is off of Around the Fur.
Around the Fur. That's a great title. I like that title.
Yeah, Around the Fur. And
like really dirty, but probably not. That's why I like it.
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
Yeah, I like that.
I mean, the album cover is a girl in a bikini, so.
There you go. Yeah. That's kind of rad.
And the quiet version. I'm not sure what the quiet. Are you talking about like an acoustic version, Elizabeth? Actually, if you like Deftones and if you like Be Quiet and Drive, check out the Lullaby version.
Was that?
There's this thing. There's like this album of like metal songs that got turned into lullaby versions, and they're all amazing. But the Be Quiet and Drive one is fucking next level.
Oh my god,
it's so good. It'll make you feel things, for sure.
Like just feel things in general, or just go around feeling things.
I mean, who knows?
Gosh, that sounds like a fucking adventure.
It is.
Getting stoned, listening to Deftones, feeling
Deftones.
Deftones. I can't fucking talk. I don't know what the fuck. What the fuck? I've got Smashing Pumpkins.
You know, I was laying in bed. I was up at night. I was just looking at live Pearl Jam videos. I watched like their Unplugged. I watched like they did the Pink Pop Festival in 1992. I watched some of that. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So incredible.
They were. I love Pearl Jam. They were a favorite band of mine. They were my favorite band for a very long time. I'm still a big fan, but like, yeah, their music didn't. You know what's weird is their music didn't grow with me. Like as I got older,
I agree. I mean, yeah,
I'm sure it does with some people because I still listen to like when I hear certain songs on the radio, I'm like, oh, and I have all their shit. I have it. I'm gonna buy their new. I did buy their new album, so I buy their stuff still, but I don't feel it like I did when I was younger. And when I first discovered them, I was like, oh yeah, fuck you, Pearl Jam. Yeah. That didn't really sound cool though. Like just now, that was a little cheesy. It was a little excessive. Deftones, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've never been too crazy about. I mean, I recognize how good they are, and especially watching those old videos. I mean, Eddie Vedder is just so amazing to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and such an amazing voice, but So I've never really been crazy about him.
No, I did. They were like my jam. Get that? Jam, Pearl.
Gotcha.
Jam. But I saw them probably about 5-6 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I drove to Utah to see them. I drove to San Jose, I want to say. And the Utah one was the worst concert experience ever. You want to hear how sad this is? This is fucking heartbreaking. The second time this has happened. So I was going to go see Pearl Jam with Bad Religion opening.
Oh, wow.
Again, it was an outdoor arena. It was going to be fucking amazing. Wife and I went, and we were like, we got there. We drove to fucking Utah to see this band, right? And we get there, and it's kind of raining. it's a little rainy, but it's going to be fine, right? We're going to be fine. We're going to see, because they were two of my favorite bands at the time.
Mhm.
We had front row seats, by the way, center, front row motherfucking seats. And we're sitting there. It's raining. It's not getting better. And then it starts hailing. And like fucking Eddie Vedder comes out, and he comes up on stage, and he was like, you could tell he was so upset, like visibly pissed off about the weather. He was, guys, I am so sorry. I'm so apologetic. And it was cool because they refunded the tickets and everything.
Mhm.
And they handled it as well as they could, but it was like, and I've never seen Bad Religion, because the second time I was supposed to see them was on my birthday this past year in March, when COVID hit and they canceled all the concerts. So that really sucked.
And that was with Alkaline Trio, and I also had tickets to that. So
yeah, you did. That we were going to go. Well, we weren't going to go together, but we're going to end up together. It was weird.
Yeah. But so I don't know what my worst concert experience is. I was lucky enough. I've seen The Offspring twice, and at the same venue. It's a Northerly Island in Chicago. It's like, it's amazing because you're basically like on the lake, kind of. And but I got to be like front railing, up against the front railing for Offspring and Sublime and and 311.
Oh, I remember that tour. Yeah. Okay, very cool. What, it was a good concert or was a bad concert? I'm confused.
No, they were fantastic concerts. I can't think of my worst concert experience. Maybe Puddle of Mud. I went to go see Puddle of Mud.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even necessarily because of them. It's because there was like some fat, drunk, sweaty dude that was like swinging his sweaty, nappy hair, and it kept whipping me in the face. And I'm like, ew, dude.
Oh shit. Okay, so a year ago, I want to say, we got free tickets to see Puddle of Mud. I'm not.
Oh, no. See, here's the thing. I saw Puddle of Mud when they were still like, like a respectable radio band. They weren't done yet. You know what I mean?
Okay. Oh well,
seeing Puddle of Mud now, it would be definitely the worst.
I wouldn't know. I would have no idea because I didn't get to see them. You know why? You know why?
Was it because of COVID?
No, because the lead singer apparently had a fight with his girlfriend. So he said, I won't perform. I'm not going to perform. So they never went on. They never went on. And
that's been that band's main problem, is him.
Wow.
Wesley Scantlin is his name.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like I almost feel bad for the guy. It just seems like he's having a lot of fucking issues.
Yeah.
I don't want to judge someone in that position. I don't know them. They're not my buddy. They're not an enemy. They're just some dude in a band. And you kind of like, are they really terrible people? Are they just going through something? Is he going through mental illness? Does he have a drug addiction? I don't know. So I don't like to judge too heavily on that.
Yeah, me and my dad both got to meet them a little bit after the show, because they did like a signing table and shit, and they were nice to us, at least.
No, Mike was saying he's had issues for years. I keep hearing that, and I can't feel sad because I like every time I hear that. What's the big hit that they had? Everything Blurry.
Blurry, yeah, they had She Hates Me.
No, I don't care about that one. Blurry, that's what I'm thinking about. I don't care about that one. That song gets to me. I'm not.
It's a good song.
It's a good song, man.
Yeah.
I know. As a dad, I know, and I hear that song, and I'm just like, and I don't know the situation of the song, but that one of the things I like about it, like it somehow, even though the lyrics probably have nothing to do with my life, they connect, and I'm like, I really do like that song. It's literally
I think the song's about. I mean, if the music video is any indication, he's talking about his kid.
Yeah, well, he's talking about his kid, but I don't know the situation. I don't know if it's because of divorce.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what that. Well, I think it's divorce. I think there's something in divorce, and I don't have that issue.
It does sound like he has relationship issues.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't. I don't know. Maybe she was problematic, but then again, like you probably don't want to cancel it because it was right before they were going to release a new album, and so he completely blew it because he's. So that I don't know. That kind of makes me sad, and I wonder how many people that like you, they have a one hit or a that one song suddenly they're everywhere, and then in 2 years nothing, nada. Those one hit wonders. I always wonder if it's because they're difficult people or if their music just isn't really good other than that one song. Or
I think, well, I mean, Puddle of Mud was one of those like post grunge bands, and there was like a big wave of that in the early 2000s. But I think all those bands died out once that wave stopped. So, yeah, like all the Nickelback stuff, I mean, it was good for the time because that was like the sound of the time for a little bit, but now it just doesn't work.
Do you know who's cool?
Who's cool?
Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth is cool.
Smash Mouth.
Someone's asking if we've heard of the band 10 Years. I have, and I love 10 Years. Have you heard of 10 Years?
I think I've heard. I don't think I've actually heard them.
They had a couple of big songs.
Okay.
Like got a lot of radio play, but yeah, no, I really like 10 Years a lot.
Okay. Oh, I love. Someone mentioned Oasis. I love Oasis.
Yeah. I
do. And they are. Okay. So I remember one of the concerts when Oasis was playing back before they broke up or whatever they're going through now. And it was actually they're good. They're great live. Like it's a great show, and you're like into it. The music is great. At one point, and look, I don't know if I can blame him. Liam's doing his thing. Yeah. He's doing his thing, and for somehow one of those stupid beach balls was still in the audience. So like suddenly this beach ball hits him in the face, this huge beach ball, and you can hear an audible gasp in the entire theater. Suddenly, because you're like, oh my God, he's going to storm out. He's going to beat someone up. Who knows what's going to happen? He just stayed there and he kept singing. And we're like, what the fuck? I didn't expect that. I expected, next thing I know, the song ends. He throws the mic down, storms off stage. We don't see him again. I don't know if we saw him again. And then Noel gets down and he brings out a fucking like a bench and he looks at the audience. He says, okay, if anything hits my fucking face, I will fucking leave and we won't be back. That was fucking rude. But you know what? I agreed with him. I thought it was bullshit, man. Don't fucking, when he's performing, don't do that shit.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I mean, at the same time, especially if you're a huge band, I think there's a certain level of chaos that you just have to expect. And you can't be a little bitch about it. It's like you're a gigantic band playing gigantic shows. People are going to do some crazy shit. That's just the nature of concerts.
Yeah. It's one of those things where I always find it very tricky because I always respect the artist. Whenever I go see a show, I try not to talk. I try not to fucking, be too obnoxious. Well, it depends on the concert. Sometimes I just get crazy. I'm all, but I do that often. I do that generally during the day. You know me.
Yeah, you do.
Right now, yeah. But I don't think that's cool. I'm like, there's a certain a moment when I do think Liam came back, and they put on a great show. That one. Sometimes I get it. Sometimes I get okay, I get. Yeah. But that night, it was my first time seeing them, and I was like, I'm good with that. It was a great show. That one hit, and it made it exciting, to be honest, because you're like, will he come back? Yeah. Tune in next week for Oasis.
Yeah.
Oasis.
Yeah, I mean, and some shows are just fucking chaotic. I think one of the craziest concerts I've been to was A Day to Remember, because they turn it into a fucking party. I mean, they got beach balls everywhere, and they do this thing. They're the only band I've ever seen do this. So they have people crowd surf, but they have like a little competition. They're like, they have someone lay like across the top of the crowd and get passed around, like crowd surfing, but they have someone climb on top of the person that's laying down and literally surf a person, like
Oh,
crowd
wow.
surf on top of a person that's getting passed around. And they're like, let's see who can make it to the stage first. Just absolutely, it's fucking, but it's fun though. I mean, everybody's in on it. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I fucking love those guys. And I think Lindsay was asking what some of my favorite songs by them are.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can remind myself. I don't want to forget about anything. I definitely love Heartless. Mr. Highway's Thinking About the End. That's always a good one. I'm Already Gone. Things like that. I'll tell you what band is has been planning to come back for many years that I'm just anxiously awaiting is Limp Bizkit.
Oh Jesus, are you?
Yeah.
You want to come back?
Dude, it's so crazy because like you think, and even I think, like, who the fuck is gonna buy a Limp Bizkit album in the 2020s? And then I think, like, me, I'd buy it on release day. I mean, I grew up with the new metal wave, and Limp Bizkit quickly became the top of that wave. And so I grew up listening to him, and I still listen to him every now and again. So I'd definitely buy a new. I'd go see him in concert too. That was the problem. Like around 2009, they released an album and they did a tour for it, and they tried to tour the U.S. And I was excited. I'm like, oh, cool! I get to see Limp Bizkit. That'll be fun, But they had to cancel their tour because they couldn't sell enough tickets.
Of course, that's Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. So they mainly just stick to like festivals and shit.
Yeah. No, I mean, I would weirdly be curious to see how they would reemerge as modern artists in their however old they are now. I would be mildly curious just because their sound was so like, I mean, it was like a 15-year-old dude, like a wannabe badass kind of music, like not really badass, but kind of wannabe, like
of course.
But like
just like delinquent shit.
Yeah,
like it's for juvenile delinquent.
And I liked a lot of that shit too. I'm like, what's the band with the fucking the rap Sum 41? I was at the Sum 41. I love them.
Yeah. There are a lot. I mean, and everything that's old is new again. So a lot of these bands are able to still, because especially all over social media, everybody's about nostalgia. So, and it keeps these people's music alive. So it makes them still be able to tour and make new albums. I think Sum 41 just came out with an album last year.
Yeah, they did.
I'm not interested in it at all. I just want to hear their old shit. But like, I'm glad that they're able to still do that for a living. Even if it is just a bunch of millennials being nostalgic and shit. That's cool.
Yeah, it's I this year, like a lot of old bands have albums. Like the Pretenders have a new album. You haven't heard the Pretenders for ages. X, the punk band from Los Angeles.
Wow!
They have a new album. It's not bad. It's not bad. Although Exine's gone a little wacky. He's got a little.
I mean, all those like old punk bands, like especially in the 80s and shit, they're all out of their fucking minds.
Yeah. John Doe's still like he seems like he's still got a good head on his shoulders. The album's good though. It's like got a kind of a good. It sounds closer to their like Under the Big Black Sun years. Like.
Did you ever listen to Cro-Mags?
No, I didn't. I know them, but
they're another one of those like old punk bands. I fucking love them. They have a really raw sound to them.
I love punk, and I miss punk. I'm glad punk is kind of slightly relevant, I guess.
Of course. I mean, it's definitely. There's a festival in Chicago called Riot Fest, and it's a punk rock festival. Oh. And they have like hip hop acts in there too. Like they'll have like Run the Jewels or Ice Cube or something. It's always good hip hop acts at least. But it's mainly it's all about supposed to be like a punk festival. So
no. What's weird is like I've noticed my taste in music has gone so off the deep end, off another track as I've gotten older, and I'm so into country now, like legitimately, not like your normal like what you'd listen to on the radio, like I couldn't name you like I couldn't name you like a modern pop country guy, but I like Tyler Childers. I like the Wild Feathers. That's kind of this. I don't know, more of Americana. I think what it is. I don't think it's really.
Do you like any of those? Any of those like pop country, like the stadium country guys, like fucking like, because where I'm from, like that's what everyone fucking listens to, and it sucks.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, I like Garth Brooks. I think he's fine. He's good.
Brooks, yeah, I mean, I don't, but I I mean, I
Yeah.
think he's responsible for like sort of starting like the whole pop country, like the stadium country kind of thing, you know.
Well,
and so now we have people
amazing,
like
apparently. My buddy's a huge fan. He's like, oh my god, these are amazing shows.
No, these guys sell out stadiums, you know, like the Luke Bryans and shit like that. So yeah.
I like the like country that you could easily see like at a little small club because that's the kinds of shit they play.
Yeah.
They don't play the big. I don't know. I generally like to see the smaller shows. I just kind of prefer the intimacy of that.
Yeah, and especially if it's just like I've been listening to, especially the last couple of days, a lot of Avett Brothers, and they're kind of like alt country, but they're very. I mean, they're amazing. They're incredible. And I've been listening to some of their new albums, and they have like a lot of songs where it's just, like the standing bass and the two guitars and the guys singing, and I love that. That's what I love, very like, I guess maybe like folksy in a way. I don't know if that's the right term, but just very minimalist, It makes it just feel more real.
I fucking love music. Someone just said Brian Fallon. I'm assuming it's Brian Fallon. Gaslight Anthem is one of my favorite fucking bands. They're an amazing band. Have you heard Gaslight Anthem?
I think so, yeah.
I'm a huge fan. They've got and Brian Fallon's the lead singer, and he's done a couple solo records that are really incredible.
I enjoy older country, kind of like what I was talking about earlier, like country from like maybe like the 60s or 70s. I mentioned to you I'm a huge Jerry Reed fan.
Jerry Reed's amazing.
Yeah.
Jerry Reed's bad. Someone just died. Ray Price, I believe, just died. Who was Ray Price? I would have to ask my son. He knows more about music of the country than I do. He's teaching me. I don't know it. Like I don't like if I have a question about that kind of music, he knows it. I don't know it. I'm not really I don't know the names of it because I haven't been really into it that long. But yeah. I do like you. Did you mention Nickel Creek? Have you heard of them?
No.
Did you might like them. They're kind of a folk, kind of chill, kind of I don't know, I think you'd like them. So they've got a song about a lighthouse, and it's the most depressing fucking song like ever fucking written. It's so depressing. It's like every time I hear it, I just feel like my heart is being ripped out of my chest, and it's so sad. Like it's just about a guy in a lighthouse and how I don't even want to go into it. I don't even want to talk about it. It's that depressing. It's a love story that just goes really, really dark and sad, and it ends that everyone dies. They'll die.
All right.
It's a fun song, though. It's a party song. That's what I first heard it. But, oh, man, I like it. I just like it.
Speaking of punk rock, I'm drinking. Have you ever had this?
No, what is that? Liquid Death.
Liquid Death mountain water. Drinking water from the Austrian Alps. Dude, it's canned water, and it's the best water in the fucking world.
Oh, yeah.
They started selling it at 7-Eleven, so I definitely get in on that.
I do back when I was doing actual events for work, like a lot of events served the boxed water. I actually liked it. I actually liked it a lot. I didn't mind that shit. I know some people don't, but I like it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had box water. It's in a box.
Dude, can I tell you something? Seriously, it's just you and I here, right? I want to
I
talk to
think
you.
so. I don't know.
That thing on your head is really really like distracting. I keep
Yeah.
saying, yeah, I keep.
I mean, I think it makes me look like a samurai warrior. So just
No.
choose your words carefully.
Oh, you know what looks you look like a Teletubby.
I look like a. Oh yeah, I was gonna say I look like a. It's like an antenna.
A Teletubby. Which one was your favorite?
I never really watched Teletubbies.
Why not?
I don't know. I was more into like fucking, like Nickelodeon,
Okay.
Cartoon Network.
Like what was your favorite Nickelodeon show?
My favorite Nickelodeon show was Cat Dog.
Cat Dog. Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You like SpongeBob, right? You're a
I
Sponge.
love SpongeBob. I hated SpongeBob at first because when it first came out, it took Cat Dog's time slot, and it was the perfect time slot for when I got home from school. So, so I fucking hated SpongeBob. I was like, "Fuck this show," because it was like a brand new show at the time, and I was like, "Fuck this show! It's taking away Cat Dog." But no, I love SpongeBob now. I love all that shit.
I used to like animation more. I'm kind of burnt out on it. It's always depressing.
Yeah, I don't really watch a whole lot of it. I mean, I'll watch like I know HBO Max just put Batman the Animated Series on there, and I'm like, that's one of my favorite shows ever. Like, I'll watch, and I just got Disney Plus, and I fucking binged all of The Mandalorian. That's one of the best shows I've watched in a long time, and they have the old Spider-Man animated series on Disney Plus from like the 90s, and I watched that all the time as a kid. I'll watch shit like that, but I don't really. And I always end up making a lot of friends that are super into anime, and I never really watched or cared about it. I watched Dragon Ball Z as a kid, and I like that, but nothing else otherwise.
Yeah, I'm not an anime guy, and I appreciate it. Like I can watch it and I go, okay, cool. I get it. It's beautiful. It's got an interesting look, or it's got an interesting sound. I like the themes and the ideas behind it, but it's not something that excites me. Yeah, Elizabeth loves anime. We're breaking her heart.
Yeah.
We're breaking her heart.
Yeah. But I will admit, like, if I don't know, if someone shows me like I've had, I watched a little bit of the Castlevania one, and they're not bad. I don't think they're bad.
No, not at all.
I think a lot of them are actually really good. I just don't really ever want to watch that.
You told me you hated them. You told me they're the stupidest thing you've ever seen, and
I don't know if that's true.
I know you did. You said anyone that's.
I don't know if that's true. I think No, I don't think so. I don't think I ever said that. I think you're making up fake news.
Fake news. That is fake.
And you need to have your Twitter account permanently deleted.
It will. That's. Woo! Oh my god! Why don't I now? I want to watch something stupid, man. I want to watch something. I haven't watched anything lately.
You should watch Peninsula again. That was pretty fucking stupid.
That wasn't that bad. Oh, but okay. Here's the thing, though. I like cheesy horror. Like I grew up on cheesy horror, so I've seen movies that you would watch and you would be like, no way, no one. I can't even believe that someone.
No, I don't think that's true. I mean, I've seen a lot of the cheesy horror movies myself, and I don't hate them. I think it just
didn't work for you.
I just didn't. I expected it to be at least closer to the quality of Train to Busan, the original, and it was not close. And I was just really disappointed by it. But if it's I mean, usually especially those really corny ones, you know what you're getting into. So it's easy to kind of accept it and settle into it. But I was expecting something way better than what Peninsula was.
Have you ever seen Zombie Lake?
No.
It's bad. Like really bad, but I believe it's Italian. I think it's kind of in the giallo Giallo. I'm
I've heard.
Italian. I
I've
can't
heard.
say it very well.
Yeah, I've heard that's like the worst shit. Like,
Oh no, God, no, 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 no,
no,
no.
like aesthetically, like it can be like really brutal.
It's weirdly like, and Zombie Lake wouldn't be one of those because Giallo are specifically mysteries. I won't go into too much because it's a very very complex, but they've done like mysteries. It's like Friday the 13th, the original Friday the 13th, very much tried to be. It was, I think, I'm way too stoned to remember the name, but it was. I love the movie too. But if someone can says it in chats, feel free. But there's a movie that it ripped off pretty obviously, especially the first two Friday the 13th. Gosh, I can't remember. I'm blanking on the name. I love this movie. House of Dead. Now I don't know, but Zombie Lake was, I think, in around that time. It was, I think, it was the 80s or something like that. Just really early 80s. It's so bad. It's so bad. Like you see, the makeup looks like terrible, and
Yeah.
and you just it's cheesy acting and hammy. But I don't know. I think I'm, when it comes to horror, I tend to be. I don't go easier. I don't want to say that, but if when I review a movie, I just find something. If I'm enjoying it, I'm going to give it props, even if it's a bad movie. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's a movie that this isn't a good movie. Like I love, and this is going to be really embarrassing, but I love the Vacation remake. I laughed my ass off. I was stoned when I saw it, but well, no, not the first time. The first time I was totally sober. I saw it twice. I love this movie. It's stupid as fuck, but it's like I will quote this movie. I just really enjoy it. Ed Helms, Christine Applegate. I'm not going to tell you it's a great movie. I'm not, but I would probably give it a. I don't know. It's hard to review a movie like that because you know it's not a good film.
Yeah.
You know, I thought Peninsula was a better film than Vacation, but it's, I don't know. It's like I like a lot of movies that are not necessarily great films, but there's something about them that's just like.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, of course. I mean, there's I mean, I come back to this a lot, but that's because it's just so good in Mortal Kombat. Like both of them.
I still gotta watch those.
You still need to watch because they're not good movies. But the reason why, especially the first film, has become like a legitimate like cult classic, is because they're still so entertaining, and there's just something about them that just makes them so fun, and they're not good movies. They're really not, especially the second one, but they're so much fun and they're so cool. But I mean, there's tons of movies like that are the exact same way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just watched. I was watching. Well, I don't think it's a bad movie though. There's because I'm in love with Jamie Lee Curtis. She's one of my first crushes. When I saw Halloween, I was like, oh my god. She did a movie called Terror Train, which is, you know, it's actually really fucked up. The beginning's really fucked. They play a horrible prank, and she's kind of awful in a way in the movie. What they do to this kid, they get a guy to think that this total nerd goofball. They're like, hey, come on, Jamie Lee Curtis is gonna have sex with you. It'll be fun. Woohoo! So they get this goofy guy come up, but they put a corpse in the bed because they're medical students. And this is a ha-ha for them. So they put a corpse in the bed, and she's in the back going, hey, come on over. And he gets in the bed with a bloody corpse, like this. And the guy goes crazy, has a
awesome joke.
Yeah, right. So the dude goes in, this happens a lot in horror. He goes in mental institution, he escapes. Someone's killing the people on a train. I won't say who, because maybe there's a twist. But Jamie Lee Curtis, I'm watching this movie. I've seen it, I would probably say 40 times. I watch it every couple of years. No, more than that. I watch it a lot. I love this movie. And I'm watching it, and this is the first time I'm like, wow, her character is kind of an asshole, though. I mean, it's just like, she's really kind of an asshole. And usually, Jamie Lee Curtis was, you like Laurie Strode. She's a nice girl. Mm-hmm. You want to hang with her. This girl, even though she realizes what she did was kind of douchey, because I don't know if she actually knew it was a corpse. I don't know. I think she thought it was a dummy or something. I don't remember. But I've seen this a lot. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I do love this movie, and again, although this, I don't know if I'd consider it a bad movie. I think it's a average slasher film that I happen to fucking love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
Now,
fair.
like you with Mortal Kombat.
Love those movies.
What's your hair reminds me of olive oil in Popeye.
Okay.
I'm getting an olive oil thing, kind of. I don't know. Did you ever see Popeye the movie?
With Robin Williams?
Yeah.
No,
So
I don't think so.
now you look like no, it's Bam Bam from the Flintstones. That's what
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Okay.
or Pebbles. No, I think it's Pebbles.
It's Pebbles. Yeah, it's Pebbles.
Yeah, you look like Pebbles to me. Oh my gosh. So how are you feeling tonight? I mean, you're looking better. You're not super sick. How stoned are you, by the way?
Oh, I'm pretty stoned. It's so funny. I can stand on my balcony and just like enjoy the view and smoke a whole joint and be, in decent shape.
Mm-hmm.
But I fucking smoke half a joint on the show and I'm gone.
I don't know why.
It's crazy.
I took like a I try to minimalize it, but remember I told you at the beginning of the show I'm trying Moon tonight, so I know it's kind of I didn't know how quickly it would hit, and it hit pretty hard. So I'm like I'm pretty fucking high.
Okay.
I had a really good I had a really good night last night, man. And again we're skirting around the what happened this week. We know what happened this week. I don't even need to say that.
Well, yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know. But last night I was just I didn't, and I can't explain why. Well, I can kind of. I was reading Twitter. I was just reading about things and just thinking about life in general. I had one of those moments where you're just kind of like, huh, maybe things can get okay. Maybe things are going to be okay. And actually, yeah, I think things are going to be okay. And I don't know why I had this feeling, but it was a nice feeling. It was a really good feeling, actually. And I don't know why. It was a very content. And I don't know if it was a weed or it was just I'm literally having that kind of epiphany of there's a light out there or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's one of those things. I that when you're stoned, everything seems kind of deeper than it maybe is. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I definitely get a lot more introspective, I think, when I'm high, or at least it makes it easier for me to get to that place, I guess.
Yeah. I notice when I get really high, guys, for the people at home, I do this a lot. I get into the camera a lot, and I don't know why. I'm now very aware that I'm doing that. But I don't know, man. It was a great night, and it was
What made it a great night, though? I mean, was it just the profound feeling of reflection?
I think so.
Was there more to it?
No, I mean, it's hard to describe, like, just because it's simply a feeling. You have this kind of, whether you're anxious or you're dealing with anxiety over a world event or a relationship or maybe you have a big day, a job interview. Maybe you're up for several AVN awards, which I was up for 10.
Whoa, look at this fucking guy just dropping that in there.
Figure that'd be amazing. No one would want to see that. So it was one of those moments. I was just thinking about the problems and I do this a lot. I watch the news, which I never do, which surprisingly didn't bum me out. And I don't know, it was this feeling of like, you know what, I think I don't know, it's like we make the most of our lives, and I'm trying to make the most of that. And I was actually thinking about the show too, how this is really like our therapy, guys. I'm sorry. It's like fucking therapeutic. But I don't know, I felt hopeful of just I'm excited about somehow seeing this year transform into something good, and hopefully it will.
Yeah.
Hopefully it'll kind of balance and shit. There's the Italian again.
Yeah. I mean, it has to, right?
Yeah, I hope
It
so.
has to.
I hope the fuck it does.
I mean, we can only have too many more of these types of events before everything is just in absolute turmoil.
Yeah.
So you got to do something. Something has to happen.
It's really weird. I used to love disaster movies. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I was obsessed with those, and now I don't really like to watch them.
No, I actually thought about watching one the other night. I had never seen it before. It's called Geostorm.
Oh,
Most of those like
I feel
disaster movies, they're not like the best movies, but I don't know. They're exciting, I suppose. I mean, Twister's a fucking classic.
Yeah, the cow. I like the
Of
cow.
course. Of
My favorite
course.
moment. You know what's there's a new one with believe it or not, there's a new one that's out called Greenland with same guy from that Gerard Butler, and it's
Dude, Gerard Butler's in Geostorm too. What the
yeah, I
fuck?
know, that's why I thought of it. I did the junket for Geostorm, so I remember that movie pretty well, even though I remember the interviews, I don't remember the movie, but this movie's Greenland. It's him and his wife. The Earth is basically about to get be destroyed. And they've got to figure out there's safe areas and blah blah blah. So they're trying to. It's just a disaster movie, but it's kind of weirdly like they have a kid and there's some really seriously like oh my fucking god elements. You're just like no this personal like drama, and they show like people getting kind of nasty and how they would react sometimes in a situation like that. It's a surprisingly emotional, like it's so shockingly good. Like it's for that type of movie, for a Gerard Butler movie like that, it's pretty well done. I mean, I actually
Yeah.
recommend it. It's just to me, I thought it was kind of a downer just watching it because I'm like, I'm not feeling that. Outbreak. Yeah, everyone Outbreak is like that. I will not watch Outbreak right now. There's no way.
I mean, we watch Outbreak every day.
Basically, yeah.
You know, why do I need to watch more of it?
Well, they made a movie, Songbird, about living with a virus that's killing people. And I'm just like, I don't know if I just don't want to see that. You know.
No.
I want to see. I'm watching so many dumb, like idiotic movies. I don't want to think.
Well, you know, back to Gerard Butler, I've actually kind of really gotten into his more recent movies because you know he did all those like the Olympus Has Fallen and you know all. I actually like those movies. They get a lot of shit from a lot of people, but
they're not very good.
yeah, see, and that's what I mean. Like it's back to the conversation we were having earlier. It's like there's you know, I mean, I really I enjoy him. I enjoy those like very just like regular, just like a good old fashioned action movie, you know, where it's like it's not supposed to be the best quality, you know, but it's just fun, I guess. And he, you know, I enjoy watching him. So
Yeah, I've seen them. I've seen I think all of them in the theaters except for maybe one. I I'm I am so bored. I just can't. It's so painful for me to watch those movies. I don't know what it is about
see,
them.
that's your peninsula.
That's my plan. Well, that's how. Yeah, I think they would. I think critically they're about the same level. I think they both are kind of. They weren't like trash. They weren't like Showgirls bad. So for folks at home, hey, I mentioned Showgirls on
Back to
this show
Showgirls,
too.
yeah.
Woo! So even he knows the Showgirls thing. Showgirls is great. I fucking love that movie, man. It's fucking amazing. No, I guess they'd be kind of similar, right? Peninsula and the baby got back. Wait, what were we talking about?
You know, I fucking dude, I mean, I don't know. I like the all the Has Fallen movies, but they're definitely better quality than Peninsula.
No, they're
For
not.
sure. For sure.
They're not.
They at least
I want to find out.
have a bigger budget that's visible.
Well, but everything sucks.
Everything sucks in Peninsula too.
No, but that's the thing. Here's what I miss, man. Like film Twitter can get so nasty. Like you have a conversation like this, where two people don't like a movie, whatever, blah blah blah, and then it becomes like this. Like you and I can have a discussion about that, and we can make fun of each other, and oh yeah, you like that movie, and it becomes a joke, right? That's normal. That's how. Yeah, it should be fun to talk about movies. It should be engaging and enlightening, but people get so pissed off, especially in social media. It's like you'll post, I really like this movie. That was the worst fucking movie I've ever seen. Yeah. Fuck you. I hate you for liking that movie. Burn in hell, motherfucker. Yeah. Fuck off. That drives me insane. Insane. Yeah. Why? Why are we like that? Why are human beings like that?
I don't know. I think that, when something as bad as Peninsula comes out, it just fucking drives people insane, And honestly, it's hard for me to disagree with that,
That Peninsula is
sometimes great. People just can't handle the truth, and that's fine, but it doesn't mean they're doing anything wrong.
I'm not even going to bring up the Mortal Kombat movies. But to be fair, I haven't seen them because I've seen like the commercials were so bad.
The commercials were bad. Yeah.
What's your favorite? You know what movie? My favorite commercials are from the Friday the 13th, the first two Friday the 13th movies. Those are two of my favorite trailers for any movie ever. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you?
What?
Justin said so. Have you seen the original trailers for Friday the 13th?
No, not the trailers.
Okay, so it's you got the guy with the voice, and it's like, they were warned. I can't do it. I'm not even gonna try. They were doomed. And it goes, what? And that night they will die, or something like, I don't remember. But it goes 1, and it shows a clip from the movie. 2, a big old 2, 3. Oh my god, they're all gonna die. And then it goes to Friday the 13th. Oh my god, that's so fucking cool.
That's before they got that like guy that does all the movie trailers.
That was one of the guys. That was one of them.
Really?
Yeah, he was a dad. He could. There's a couple. There's like 3 or 4 biggies that. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. There's a couple though. I know there's at least a few. So yes, but it was one of those guys. I think it might have been the same guy who did Halloween. I'm not sure. Now I got to find out.
I don't know. Elizabeth wants to know what Peninsula is. So Peninsula is the successor to a Korean zombie film named Train to Busan. Train to Busan is a great movie, and I highly recommend it. But there was like not a direct sequel, but like a successor to it called, I think the full title is Train to Busan Presents Peninsula. Yeah. And it's just such a lesser movie than Train to Busan. And I was very disappointed.
It's not as bad as he makes it out to be. He's completely.
When you watch Train to Busan and then you watch Peninsula, you're like, why is this attached to that?
Here is the thing, though, and I get that, but like, I think a perfect example of that is Alien. Is an amazing movie. Don't worry. No, I'm not going to go there. Aliens is an amazing movie. And then David Fincher has Alien 3. You're like, what the fuck is this movie? But if you watch Alien 3 on its own, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
It's actually a pretty good movie. And I think there was a lot of buildup and a lot of hype because Train to Busan is a masterpiece. It is one of the best horror movies of the past few years. Whoa, yeah, there we go.
Oh, this is a Peninsula trailer.
Peninsula trailer. Okay, yeah. So this is so the sequel for me worked as oh shit, we can hear it. Oh my gosh.
I mean, they definitely went more action-y with
Peninsula. I honestly had fun with this. Oh god. Love it. See? Nothing is left, man. This is rad. You know what could be though? In a abandoned world. Apocalypse! Oh, wow.
많이 무서웠죠.
Okay, so it's watching the trailer, I'm reminded of the stuff that didn't work for me, but I still thought it was fun. I still thought it was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I think my biggest problem is what movie it followed.
And that's understandable. I mean, it's like Halloween and Halloween 2. You know, it's like pretty much very few sequels are like, oh my gosh, that's great. You know, I mean, not every movie can be Jaws 2. See what I did there? Jaws. Jaws 2. I want to watch Jaws again. Like, not right now, but I do want to watch Jaws. Like,
I mean, it's a classic. Yeah,
it's an amazing movie. It's one of the best movies of the year ever. I was going to say of the year, and I don't know why. I think I'm just really.
I mean, it's still one of the best movies of the year.
It's always, whenever you watch Jaws, it's probably the best movie you'll see that year.
Yeah, that actually might be.
Yeah, I think that there's a few movies. Alien, I think, is probably the best movie you're going to see of the year.
Yeah.
No, Mad Max: Fury Road.
That is also a good one.
Yeah. We're just
gonna name movies like good movies. That's what the show is now.
Peninsula, Train.
No.
Freddy Got Fingered.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. How many copies of that do you own again? It's like 3, right?
I just have one. I know. I have 3 copies. I have 3 copies of Fight Club.
Most guys do. I think a lot of guys have that.
Oh, the fucking stoner guy has 3 copies of Fight Club. Weird.
Well, it's because you buy it on DVD and then you buy it on Blu-ray and then you know.
And then they had like the limited edition when Deadpool 2 was coming out. Like they had like the different covers, but it was like Deadpool.
Yeah.
I kept that wrapped up. I'm like, this might be worth some money someday or not.
Is it?
I don't know.
Some of them are, man. My Halloween, like the Halloween box set, the Scream Factory. That's you can sell that for pretty decent.
Yeah, I think DVDs might become a highly sought after thing after a while.
No, I don't think they're ever going to be like.
I think as far as like for like collectors, because DVDs there was like the second disc with the special features and shit, and like I think there's going to be a lot of instances where the only time that you get like this behind the scenes footage that you can find anymore is on the special features disc of the DVD. So I think collectors are going to be looking out for DVDs after a while. It'd be like when I go to Amoeba and get CDs.
Yeah, I keep thinking, for some reason, I don't know why. I think it's just I'm really stoned right now. I keep thinking of Bjork CDs. I don't know. I'm really fucking high.
I don't know either.
I'm really fucking high, man. I'm so fucking high right now. It's not even funny. But I don't know, man. I'm just feeling good, man, about everything. I'm like, I wanted to get high tonight. I was like looking forward to just getting fucking completely baked, talking about shit, and making sure. So hopefully, I wish you got your test though, man. I wish we knew if you were negative now. I'm going to be stressing about that all week. How dare you?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm feeling good, so this is an important part.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I mean, I don't know. How do you want to keep going for a little bit, or how are you feeling tonight?
I mean, if you think we can squeeze some out, I'm down.
Let's do it. Let's do it. We could, speaking of TV, okay, so I was thinking about watching a new show, and I couldn't think of something, and I realized, what's funny? You mentioned Mandalorian, and
Mhm.
I watched about 4 episodes of that show. I really like it.
Mhm.
Really, really good. I'll never watch another episode.
Really?
I don't know why. I don't know why. It's just a lot of times that happens with me with television. And it's like I'll be into the show.
Yeah, you've mentioned that you don't really
Yeah.
like shows.
Yeah, and I really liked the last show that I watched the whole thing of, like because it was only one season, was Normal People, which I really enjoyed. But I don't know, I don't like TV that much. If I had, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of TV is the same. I mean, granted, a lot of movies are too, but I think in order for me to stick, I think with like an entire series, it has to really get me. I like shows. I like it when I find a good new show to watch, but yeah, I don't really watch them a whole lot either. I like them. I wish I was more into them. I guess I just don't have the attention span for it. But Mandalorian was my favorite show that I've watched in quite a while. I think the last time that I was that into a show was when I watched Breaking Bad,
Mm.
and it the Mandalorian. I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, you're gonna love the Mandalorian,
Yeah,
of
it's a
course.
great show. It's really well
But
done.
I just wasn't. I haven't really been too heavily into Star Wars in quite a number of years. I just got like burnt out on it, and the last
Oh,
couple
that's what
movies
you look.
sucked.
You look like a character from Star Wars with that. That's what it is.
Oh, this is like a Qui-Gon kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm in.
I'll take that. Um, but the Mandalorian sort of revamped, like almost like a childlike fanhood of Star Wars. Like Star Wars was fun again when I started watching that. So I highly recommend Mandalorian to anybody.
I gotta give my friend Kevin here. Kevin's rad. I love Kevin. Say hi to Kevin, everyone, for me. He's a friend of mine. He's really rad. I something you said about Mandalorian is absolutely, and I agree with completely. I haven't been into the Star Wars movies that much, and I know a lot of people are. I have the past few films really haven't excited me at all.
Oh, they're bad.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
look,
like Peninsula bad.
no, fuck you motherfucker.
Honestly, I would watch Peninsula again before I watched the last few Star Wars movies.
Wow. Yeah, the magic is kind of worn off on me, and
Exactly.
yeah, and
Mandalorian brought the magic back for me.
and I agree, and that's why, dude. I stuck around for 4 episodes. That was impressive for me, because I usually, a lot of times I won't even make. I'll do 1 episode, and I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
I don't need any more. But that one, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. It's a well done show, and the Baby Yoda. I'm doing a Baby Yoda. That was my Baby Yoda impression.
Dude, the resemblance is uncanny. Yeah, the Baby Yoda, that kind of surprised me because, I mean, Baby Yoda has been like the focal point of memes in the internet in general since the first season. And yeah, Grogu is his name. And
is that what it is?
Yeah. And
do you have to? Can you feed him after midnight or no?
what?
He didn't get the joke, guys.
Oh, no, I get. No, I get what you're saying. I get it now.
Don't get water on him.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it now. Well, look at you go. But what the fuck was I saying? Oh yeah, it snuck up on me because I thought that, like, you see the memes and you're like, yeah, it's cute. I get it. I thought I'd be like over it. Nah, man. No, when he shows up, you're like, fuck, that's so adorable.
Yeah, it's legit. I get the hype behind that. That's too cute. Even
Yeah.
I, as not a Star Wars fan, I'm not watching the show. I see that thing. I'm like, oh, that's my reaction every goddamn time. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
Did you watch so you watched the new season then?
Yeah. I'm done with everything it has to offer right now.
How I keep hearing the end, and then obviously some of us haven't seen it. I hear the end, and Kevin, I believe, yeah, don't get water on him. I believe Kevin's finished the whole season too. What? How was this the last episode that good? I heard it was like amazing.
Yes, there is an incredible cameo that is very well done of a very well-known character.
Mm-hmm.
And but the way they tell the story, it's like you can see it easily fit into the universe. You know, into this like story that they've created with, you know, all of the movies, and it fits right in there, and it ties the Mandalorian a little bit closer to the universe of Star Wars, and in a very well done way and very nostalgic way. And it's another moment with very well done CGI. It's another moment that like recaptures the magic of Star Wars. I think that's why people are losing their minds over it.
Yeah. It's weird. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it didn't. And even my small relationship with the show, yeah, it was like, oh, this feels kind of giddy. It feels like giddy. There's an energy there that I feel like has been lacking in all the movies since the original trilogy. Honestly,
I mean, I get that energy from everything
Jar
in Star
Jar
Wars.
Binks is a bomb.
Although, well, I mean, that's not a good example. But I will say that what Star Wars has had to offer, or what it did have to offer for so long, it made me like the prequel trilogy more, because I'm like, oh, these are still kind of better than, you know, they got shit on so much, and I'm like, these are better than what a lot of these new ones are doing.
Oh,
so
gosh, I wouldn't agree with that at all.
Really?
Oh yeah, Attack of the Clones is one of the worst films I've ever seen.
Attack of the Clones is very forgettable.
And Phantom Menace was only interesting to me because of Darth Maul.
Maul is the best part.
And then they kill him off, or he doesn't even make it to the second one. And then like the third one, I was like, okay, they got it. They got it. And Darth Vader, no. I'm like, fuck this movie.
Yeah.
Fuck that stupid ass movie.
Yeah.
I would put literally every one of the new ones above those, except maybe Phantom Menace. Except maybe that
Phantom Menace. Yeah, I mean it has.
Wait, Phantom Menace?
Menace. I said Menace. Yeah, the Phantom Menace. It has some things to offer for sure.
Ooh.
Attack of the Clones. Yeah, it's kind of
horrible.
boring. It's kind of boring.
I've never
the
seen
best
the
part
thing.
of that.
I've never watched it. I turned it off.
The best part, and this is another thing that the Mandalorian, they got me with it. It snuck up on me. One of the best, my favorite part of Attack of the Clones is when Obi-Wan Kenobi is getting chased by Jango Fett, and I think Obi-Wan has like this bomb that he releases, and it floats into space, and it's dead quiet, and it like bursts. And then it has like this loud ring to it, and it's so fucking cool. It's like the cool, I don't know, like the sound design with it. It's so fucking cool, and they brought it back in the Mandalorian because, but I mean, I think most people know the Boba Fett shows up.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
And he has those bombs on his ship, and he sets them off in the show, and I'm like, they fucking brought those back. I think that's why it's so good. It's like you can tell that genuine Star Wars fans made this, you know.
You know what it sounds like to me? It sounds like Peninsula. It sounds like it's that good. Yeah, like that good. Like with the artistry and the nostalgia and all, it just looks fucking amazing. Spoiler alert, Kevin's mad at you. He's gonna kick your ass.
Yeah. Nah.
No, he wouldn't do that because Kevin, you guys, you would love Kevin. Kevin, Justin, say hi.
No, that spoiler I'm not worried about because that's all over the fucking place now.
I think I had heard it. I tend to.
They don't.
hear
It's
a
not
lot
even
about
really
it.
a big reveal either.
Well, you figure like
You're just like, oh, here he is. He just shows up. But
has Jar Jar Binks been on it yet?
I wish.
I know he's great.
I know everyone's scared to bring like any of the Gungans back.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I'd be open to it.
Would you?
I would.
Yeah.
Not like a big part, but just like a little like, hey, you remember this fucking guy? And then that's it.
I hate that character. Like I fucking hate that character. I hated
it's super like offensive.
Super offensive, super stupid, super annoying. I don't know, man. I wish I still had the magic for that series, and I like the Mandalorian kind of brought it back, and I appreciated it. I guess I just felt like it'd been away for so long that I didn't really have the desire or the. I wasn't like, oh, I have to feel that magic again. I'm getting less and less into nostalgia shows. Like there's very few like. They were talking about one of my favorite shows ever was Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Love that show. They're talking about rebooting that, and I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, no. I mean, some things just they don't translate well now, and people don't realize that the charm of the show is like the way shows were in the 90s, and the way they were like. Like the campiness to them, and that's like the charm of the show. And when you remake it, you can try to recreate it, but that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a recreation. It's not going to be the same thing, and you're still going to make it in the same vein that shows are made now, and shows are made differently. So it's not going to be the same regardless.
Although you know what I do hear? I hear the new Saved by the Bell is actually good. That's what I'm hearing.
I didn't even realize they fucking...
They've remade it, and you know who's in it?
No.
Shannon Elizabeth, star. No, sorry, wrong. Elizabeth Berkley, star of Showgirls. Showgirls.
I was gonna say I like Shannon Elizabeth.
Shannon Elizabeth is awesome.
Yeah.
She's awesome. They kind of remind me of each other. I don't know why. They're both really pretty. They're super pretty. I'm pretty stoned.
Yeah, you are pretty. Yeah, I mean, I'm too.
It's a good feeling. I feel like after this whole week, tonight I just wanted to fucking veg. I didn't even want to think about anything serious. I don't know, the idea of like doing like a serious show about like even with you dealing with COVID, guys. For anyone who just stepped in, he had COVID. He went through this beginning of the show. We talked about.
I might still have it, but I definitely had it.
I hope you do not. That'll be you'll definitely. I appreciated you calling me and letting me know, though. That was nice of you.
Yeah. I was like, I guess I should like tell people about this because this is a pretty big deal. So
yeah. Like it was a weird. Well, when I saw you calling, I'm like, well, there's.
Well, he has COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much knew, and I was like, no, he's probably just wanted to tell you something. I'm like, no, it's COVID.
Oh, I wanted to tell you something for sure.
Yeah, you did. You want to tell me how much you like Peninsula? Pretty sure.
No, I hadn't wasted my money renting it yet at that point.
Oh my gosh. I did rent. I watched Love and Monsters again.
Okay, I still haven't seen that one.
Dude, it's such a fucking delight. Oh my god, it's such a fucking treat. It's just so much fun. I'm like, I tend to buy the movies like if like my top movies when I make the top 10 list, I always have like a couple that absolutely I will buy. There's always one or two that are a little too dramatic that I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to want to watch, Nomadland over and over and over about this homeless woman dealing with just being living in her truck. I don't know if I want to watch that over and over again, but Like,
yeah, yeah.
you know, Love and Monsters is one of those movies that it made my top 2. I just think it's a delight, fucking great fucking movie. And I don't know, man. It's one of those movies. It's an easy watch. It just, and the structure is so good. Like how it sets up the story. You still haven't watched it, man. Shit, I should have given you my copy. I had a Voodoo thing. I could give you a code, man.
Oh, okay.
I was just kidding. I know I already used it.
Oh, okay. I thought you had like a guest code.
No,
or
I
something.
owe Kevin a code. That's who I owe a code to.
I still need to watch. I still need to watch High Tension. I still have High Tension. Your copy of High Tension. I said High Tension so much, dude.
That's High Tension.
Yeah.
That's High Tension. Who has seen High Tension? Oh my fucking god! I can't wait for you. You haven't watched it at all yet?
Nope.
Fuck! What are you doing this weekend? Watch it, motherfucker.
Oh, I'm just fucking chilling with my COVID, dude. That's what I'm doing this weekend.
Fucking watch High Tension or Hot Tension. What? Try. Do you mind doing the words? I'm so stoned. Close caption. The subtitles. I can't think. Because if you can watch in the French version, it's better. It's just better.
Really?
Oh god, yeah. The dubbing in the dub version is kind of painful. The little kid, he suddenly talks like this.
Oh yeah, no, I hate dubs. Just
Okay,
let me. I'm not one of those fucking simpletons that's like, I don't want to read the movie.
Look, some people.
If I have to pay attention to reading down there, I miss what's going on up there.
So that's almost a good accent. That's almost you almost got that there. You almost got that there's something going on there. You didn't quite get, but you know, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting me.
I don't know. I'm just going to
correct.
correct.
Shamed.
You are getting accent shamed. That's embarrassing. It's because it's this thing. This has been throwing me off.
You fucking start listening to country and you're like, oh, let me tell you how to do it there, son.
No, well, to be fair, my mom's from Tennessee, so I grew up around that. I grew up around that. I grew up around that. See, High Tension is on Tubi. Well, I have it. Kevin, I lent him my High Tension back a while ago, a long time ago. You got to watch it this weekend, man. It's a great fucking movie. And again, we kind of discussed. I warned you that the ending is a little weird, and I can't talk about. People who have seen High Tension out there know what I'm talking about. It makes sense to me. It made sense if you think about it. I'll put it that way. But you have to think about it. You have to think about it. It's fucking rad.
Yeah, I just don't know. Like, I mean, because you said it's kind of like an intense, kind of slasher horror movie. I just don't know. I'm not really, usually not too in the mood to watch like things that are really intense.
You should still watch it. You should still watch it.
Okay.
This weekend, I think it'd be good for you. I think it'd make you feel better, like about
maybe
life. And I remember the first time I watched it, and I can say this because it doesn't give a spoiler or anything, but I was so creeped out by it, and I was so like, oh my god, oh fuck, oh shit, through the whole movie. And afterwards, I turned the movie off, and I genuinely unsettled, and it was very creepy, and it was night, and I got an alert on my phone, one of those news alerts, and it was something about some dude was flashing people's fucking necks in North Hollywood. What the fuck are you doing?
What? I'm adjusting my shit.
Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. So I didn't see the head. It was weird. I just saw this thing. So
anyway, people getting their necks slashed in New York.
Yeah, it wasn't. It was in Los Angeles. It was near me, and I was just like, okay, that's really disturbing. And it was right after the movie, and I'm just like, oh Jesus Christ! It just felt so uncomfortable, and it's not it's not a depressing film. It's dark as shit. It's dark as shit, but it's not it's not that grim. I mean. It's pretty bloody, though.
That reminds me. One time when I was a kid, we had an escaped convict hide in our yard.
What? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I want to hear this shit.
So I was pretty young, don't remember a whole lot, but I remember it was my parents and I and my aunt and uncle and my cousin. We lived next to each other. I think we're all going to go like out to dinner, and we get to we lived kind of on the outskirts of town, so like we got like right into town, and there was a police checkpoint, and they were like flashlights looking in the cars, and apparently what had happened is that one of the inmates at the prison escaped and was hiding in that area, and that's the area that we lived in. And we have the dinner, we come back, and we live like on the outskirts, so we had like an acre of land, and we're like surrounded by cornfields and shit. And there was like a trail, like a dirt trail off of our driveway that led to my aunt and uncle's house. They lived like across the cornfield. It's real like Midwest shit. And they were driving along this trail, and they found someone laying down like in the cornfield. Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, so what they did? They obviously called the police, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What
I got
did
that
the guy
taken
do?
care of.
What did he do?
I honestly, I really don't remember it very much. I was very young, but I remember that much at least.
Did he kill his sister Judith?
I don't know. Maybe.
Was he like a 16-year-old Judith Myers?
Maybe.
It could
You never
be.
know.
It was probably him. It was probably Michael.
It was probably. There was another time.
In band camp?
In bank, yeah, that's a good one. But I like went on a walk with someone like real late at night, and we looked at our phones the next morning, and it was like, oh yeah, there's a murderer just running around town.
Oh shit!
Yeah, he's like a murder suspect, and he's just running around town. And we're like, oh, okay, great. It's nice to know that I've just been walking around all these dark roads and shit.
Oh my God.
This whole time.
What? See, why have you never told me these stories?
You know what, man? I live my life so dangerously that it's hard for me to remember everything, you know?
Guys, he's on the edge.
I'm on the edge
of glory.
Glory. Yeah.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. It all comes back to Lady Gaga, I think. Everything.
I'll take that. I mean, she's a very respectable artist.
Yeah. I like
I'll take
Lady
that.
Gaga. I wasn't even, dude, I wasn't a Lady Gaga fan. Like, I wasn't like her music didn't get me. I wasn't excited about it. I didn't really care. And I'll be honest, I saw Star is Born, and that I'd watched her in American Horror Story, didn't really didn't impress me.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever. Star is Born just slayed me. I was like, fuck, she's fucking great. She's really good.
Yeah.
And I got into her music.
Yeah, I think after like her huge hits, like when she came onto the scene, after that you started to see more of her like artistry, because at first it's like they all just look like another generic pop star. They all do the same shit, but you kind of got to see the true artist behind it, and it's very genuine. So it's not just like someone cashing in on being trendy. This is a genuine artist. So,
and I think what the movie did so well, and the movie's been remade. I think it's 4 times, I believe. Judy Garland. I'm not going to say all of them because I'm way too soon to go back that far. But like Judy Garland's my favorite. The Barbara Streisand one. I don't remember the first one. I think it's Mitzi Gaynor or something like that. But I was so surprised at how well it worked as a modern story and setting it in that world, and it was just such an interesting, cool fucking romance. And it was like those two, the chemistry. Oh, holy fuck, man!
Oh yeah,
Jesus Christ! I was, and the music was great, and my wife's neighbor is in it for like a second.
That's cool.
He's playing guitar in it, and of course I'm like, oh, that's fucking rad. This movie's perfect. I love it. I love that film so much, and it made me a Lady Gaga fan. Although I don't know if I like all of her stuff. I'm not like, I like it, but I'm not like, I don't have all of her stuff.
I mean, I think it's just another I mean, there's artists out there like that where it's like I don't really.
Not everyone can be Britney Spears for you.
That's true. That's true. But at the same time, like there are artists that I respect and that I recognize as being good. I just don't get into their music.
Yeah. So there, some of you may have watched the movie already. I know you haven't because you've been sick and it's only in theaters. So Promising Young Woman is amazing. It's my favorite movie of the year. I've mentioned it on the podcast. So on the soundtrack, they feature the song "Stars Are Blind" by Paris Hilton, and I'm like, it's the dumbest, catchiest, most. It's just a delightful song. I really enjoy it, and in the movie, it's used really well. It's really fucking great. It's a great scene, and I'm not going to give it away in case someone. It's not like a spoiler thing, but it's a cute scene, and I tweeted about that song. Right, I'm like, oh, this is a cute song. I'll say, hey, I'm obsessed with this Paris Hilton song because I thought it was funny, right? Being stupid on Twitter, and Paris liked it and retweeted it. So suddenly, like, I'm still getting likes and retweets from that tweet, and
that's cool. Look at you.
A
star is born after all.
Is a Star is Born. I got to say hi to Paris Hilton once. And it was at the Roosevelt Hotel. She was checking in or checking out. I don't remember. It was for a film festival, so she was there. Did
you play it cool? You were like, "Hey, what's up, Paris?"
I was kind of like at that time. I kind of thought of her as a joke. I'm like,
okay,
whatever. I was like, you're but and then you kind of get, well, she's just a her. I have nothing for or against her, but I don't know. She's kind of grown on me. I love the song. It's a great song. And the video is like ridiculous. It's like her modeling for some dude and then they have sex a lot. And that's basically the video.
That's original.
I mean, it's fine, but it's used so well in Promising Young Woman. Go see Promising Young Woman if you can.
Was the music video just her sex tape?
It's basically, yeah, except with like, have you seen her sex tape?
Yeah. Hasn't everybody?
I don't, I think I watched part of it and I was like, okay, I'm good. Yeah, I was, yeah, I don't know.
Where does it rank? Like, is it above or below Peninsula for you?
Well, I would say, I think I liked Peninsula a little more. I thought there was more excitement.
Yeah, see, that's the wrong answer.
No. Peninsula had better lighting, to be honest. I mean, the lighting was not great.
Wasn't it like half of it in night vision?
Yes. Someone said Kevin said equal.
But a lot of Peninsula is also in night vision, so
that's maybe they're the same movie. Maybe they exist in the same world. Maybe Paris is making that movie One Night in Paris, I think is what they called it. Mm-hmm. And maybe that because of that, zombies happen and shit.
Yeah, I don't follow, but maybe, sure.
This is something Stoney. We don't need to follow. Yeah, no, I don't know what I'm just blabbering on about that. So, yeah. No, but I don't even know what we're talking about, to be honest. I know it was Paris Hilton. Do you guys like Paris Hilton? I like Paris. I like the song.
I think she's become a lot more respectable.
One Night
I think is One Night in Peninsula.
I think she grew up. She grew up.
She did. I mean, she's a star and she handles her business, I mean, and she does things now, I mean, she's been acting for actually quite a while and she's making music. She DJs everywhere. So,
and she was pretty rocking in House of Wax. I actually liked her in House of Wax. I like that movie a lot. You didn't see it. I can judge by your face. You didn't see it. It's a good movie. I felt bad for her though because she spoiler alert, she dies in the movie and it's a really great death. It's one of the best kills in the movie. And whenever you see it with a group of people, everyone makes fun of that. They goes like, ha ha, oh thank God it's an improvement or something like that. It's so mean because it's Paris Hilton. But I think people are kind of over their hate. I think, like you said, it's a different world. I don't think people like that made fun of her back then really remember, and now they've just kind of grown up and shit. You know, it's a good movie though. It's like a solid. It has the dude from and I know someone out there can fix this one. So fucking high. The guy from Supernatural is in it. Jared is in it.
Jared Padalecki.
Yes, yeah, and he's actually really good. And it's a good movie. It's a legit good movie. I highly recommend House of Wax. You know, I'm definitely. I think I'm at my edge of glory.
Okay, of glory. Okay,
Yeah.
you're at your peninsula.
I think I'm at the peninsula.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, we've been going for 2 hours, so
Yeah,
that's
it's pretty good, man.
yeah.
But yeah. So hey, where can people find you until next time?
Well, you know, until next time. Yeah. Well, look, if you're interested, if it tickles your fancy, you can follow me on Twitch. I don't really stream a whole lot. I do plan on like making a comeback to streaming, but
Can't wait.
yeah, but I who knows when that'll happen. I'm hoping soon. I'm hoping to, you know, because I got my PS5 hooked up, so I'm looking to, you know, get some good quality streams going. So yeah, follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Justin_Butts. You can also follow me on Instagram at JustinButts94. Jimmy, what about you?
You can find me at joeblow.com, arrowinthehead.com. We live sometimes over there. Sounds scary on this channel. Of course, this show, Twitter. I'm on Cameo. If you want a stone hello, hey, there you go.
Yeah.
No,
If you want a personalized Peninsula review,
I'll give it. I'll give
Cameo.
personalized Peninsula reviews. Will be amazing. You can find me there. You can find me on all of that shit. Twitter. Twitter's going to be a different place for a while. That's for sure. Yeah, you can find me there. So yeah. So thanks, guys, for hanging with us and chilling with us.
Thanks for joining us again, and we'll see you guys next week. Thank you for watching.